Dr. Paul Hutchison.
What an extraordinary start for so-called Team Cunliffe. 11 votes out of 34 support from his caucus. That's less than 33%. Less than 33%. And our two leading paper editorials from the Herald. Peace is clearly not breaking out, as Mr. Cunliffe predicted on Monday. From the Dom Post, Team Cunliffe shows signs some of his crew are thinking about abandoning ship. What a contrast, Mr. Speaker, because over the last few weeks we've seen Dean Barker and his crew on Emirates New Zealand show a magnificent lead. Wonderful teamwork. Kiwis have revelled in the great win by the All Blacks over South Africa, 29-15. Extraordinary teamwork. And, of course, Mr. Speaker, under the superb leadership of Tana Umanga, counties, Manukau, the Steelers have for the first time in the history of the world won the Ranfurly Shield. And this Saturday when they meet Waikato, every man, woman and child, potato, carrot and onion and pukikoi will be rooting for them. What fantastic community cohesion. So the spoiler in all this, Mr. Speaker, has been the circus of the three self-styled stooges, David Cunliffe, Grant Robertson and Shane Jones, proselytising their wares up and down the length and breadth of New Zealand, out-promising each other. For the ordinary Kiwi, Mr. Speaker, it's been like incessantly being irritated by ninja mutant mosquitoes and not having enough powerful repellent to get rid of them. Mr. Speaker, I've heard reports that the irritation sound alone has resulted in a serious syndrome known as LLEFT, acronym LEFT, Labour Leader Election Fever Torment. Thank goodness it's over, but of course, Mr. Speaker, the nightmare scenario is that it all could happen again very soon. I'm told a full bite from one of these three results in the victim's systematic bloody exsanguination. Mr. Speaker, there is blood everywhere and there is no evidence it's going away. But Mr. Cunliffe's ultimate cunning plan, however, is to lurch the Labour Party so far to the left that he and his surprise Deputy Leader David Parker will morph with their Green comrades into Russell Cunliffe, David Norman and Materia Parker-Ture, a frightening political mutation unable to be put down by any toxic substance known to man. As I hear from constituents up and down the country, Mr. Speaker, it means the straitjacket of unions on enterprise and productivity. It means a capital gain tax with a very imperfect and efficient design. It means profligate spending at a time when New Zealand is just coming out of a world recession. The trouble is, Mr. Speaker, it gets worse and worse. One of Mr. Cunliffe's many promises included senior appointments for Grant Robertson and Shane Jones. Well, Grant Robertson isn't deputy leader anymore. And will Shane Jones be allowed to regulate the price in supermarkets as he promised on the hustings? Mr. Speaker, I can tell you that every producer in Pukikoi had a deep shiver rattling round their spines with that thought. But Mr. Speaker, the ever humble Mr. Cunliffe is apparently sorting it all out, all the promises, all the dissenting. He can see if he can't unite his caucus, mutate with the Greens, bring in Winston Peters to assist in showing him how to get in front of a mirror and distinguish the difference between caucus and chorus. Mr. Cunliffe has 70% of the union vote. The caucus will chorus agreement, the unions will chorus agreement, the Greens will chorus agreement. Team Cunliffe will leave the station united because the dissenters will have jumped in front of the train. They couldn't bear the nightmare the deceased can't chorus disagreement. Meanwhile, the John Key national government will get on with running the country and growing the economy.
Claire Cohen.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let's get